again. I have decided I'm going to go back and do videos for my previous 3 lists. I don't think people will have any interest in hearing what songs I liked 4 years ago, but this is mostly just so I can get better at editing and more confident in my script writing, sort of like refine this style. I have slightly different criteria for this list than I did in 2025, so a very quick refresher. Firstly, the song must be released in 2024. Second, I'm only allowed 1 song per album. However, this year, remix albums counted as their own album. So I'm allowed 1 song off the original, 1 song off the remix album. Rule 3, this was kind of an unstated rule, but I've decided to state it explicitly. Songs that get remixed in 2024 are counted as a 2024 release, but remasters of songs are not. Fourth, this list is mostly singles, but it is not exclusively a singles list. Now, to maintain the integrity of this list, I've decided to keep it the exact same as when I made it in 2024. If I was making this list now, I'd probably put totally different songs on it, and even if I had to keep the same songs, I'd put them all in a totally different order. The only thing that would be the same is my top 5. I feel pretty solid about my top 5. I just didn't want to change it retroactively. However, maybe undermining my integrity is that I have taken off my Sneak song from 2023 and I'm going to chuck that in that video instead. I basically just bumped one of the honourable mentions up onto the real list. So, let's get into it. Number 24 is Boo Boo by Yeji. Yeji is a Korean-American artist and DJ who is best known for her song Rain Girl that's actually sampled in this song. Now, I like Yeji a lot and I find myself rooting for her. She released an album in 2023 called With a Hammer, and it was kind of an experimental pop album with dance elements rather than the dance bangers, club classics that I was kind of hoping to hear from her. So I was initially let down. I like that album a lot more now. But in 2024, when she released this as a single, it was the exact song that I was wanting to hear from her. I love that she samples her own song, but this song is totally different from that one. She uses it in a really interesting way to like reference that part of her career where it really took off.
You know the one time I wrote a banger that goes like bring it, get ring girl, make it, bring it, get ring girl, make it. You know that I wasn't really ready at the time. Bring it, get ring girl, make it, bring it, get ring girl, make it.
Her voice is really unique and I enjoy it a lot. And the 808s, or I think they're 808s or 303s. Please don't crucify me, I don't know my synths very well. But the section of whatever synth that is really like squelchy and really cool. So that's number 24. Number 23 is Just Like That by Bree Runway.
Just like that, you're a motherfucking back, huh? Just when they thought I stopped, I'm back to knock they too fat like Krishan Rock. Of course I am a pop star, I've been pop. I've been going all night, now the girl's hot, hot. Tell them people they can't mess with me.
I'm such a fan of Bree Runway. I've listened to everything she's released since her song ATM came out, which featured Missy Elliott on it. She is a really interesting pop artist. She's British and she's actually independent. This was the first song she released on her own label. She takes inspiration from a lot of different genres, and I think she's spoken in interviews about how she doesn't like being labelled as like an R&B artist or a rapper, and she thinks that most of that labelling is due to her race. I think that she's definitely more of a pop artist if anything, but she's just super cool. I like the song a lot. It was pretty short and it was kind of like a great introduction to her new era of being an independent artist. Number 22 is Birth 4000 by Floating Point. This song sounds like if you combine Donna Summer's I Feel Love with the feeling of midnight at the Berkeley Suite. It's not really busy enough yet, none of your friends are drunk enough yet, and none of your friends even really like techno in the first place, and you're just there trying to convince them that they're going to love it and they're going to have a great night, and inevitably they don't, but that doesn't mean it's a bad night. I think this song is great, but if you don't get it, you don't get it, and I'm not here to try and make you get it. It's just a great dance track with sort of disco elements, and it's really fun. Number 21. Baby Morocco is an artist that I was very, very captured by in 2024. You can see I've got a poster here, it's actually signed. And I've seen him live a couple times. I'm of the opinion that his music is so much better live. He had an album out in 2024 called Amour, and I liked half the songs on it and I really didn't like the other half, but even the ones I didn't like were great live. He just has a really good atmosphere, he's a great performer. To be honest, I don't really listen to him on record anymore. It's just, for me, it's so much more enjoyable live. As I said, he released an album in 2024 called Amour. It was right at the end of 2024, and for this list, I picked the song LM featuring Frost Children. I picked this song because I enjoyed the parts that were sung in French. I enjoyed the crunchy synth sounds. But looking back on this list, I really don't know what I was thinking when I picked this song. Like, there are much better songs on this album that kind of serve the same purpose as LM, but just do it much more effectively. The ones that spring to mind is Bikinis and Trackies. Like, that was right there. Why did I not put that on the list? Also, Earacre, I think, does the same thing this song does, but better. To be honest, my favourite song off of Amour has always been Club Amour / Intro, which I do understand why I didn't pick that for the list, because it's a bit of a random song. It really is just an intro song, but it's so catchy. It's always stuck with me. I don't know why I put this song. It kind of goes nowhere and is a bit all over the place. Now that my hype for Baby Morocco has sort of subsided a bit, I don't even think I would put any of the songs from Amour on this list, and I would put Shake It Like A by Frost Children featuring Danny Brown instead. But hindsight's 2020, I didn't put that on the list, so I'm not going to change it, but I'm going to put a little bit of it in here for you to listen to.
Now, move on my body like you're supposed to, like you're supposed to. Yeah, girl, shake it like a. Shake it like a.
On to number 20, we have Glorilla with the song Yeah Glow.
On the PJ and hopped out a parachute. I'm geeked on next week, bad no more features. I might just third you. I'm geeked on next week, bad no more features. I might embarrass you. Yeah, glow. Stomp a little pussy hoe with some shell toes. Yeah, glow. Slapping rap beaches and making bail hoe. Yeah, glow. Two-tone Cartier match the nails hoe. Yeah, glow. No competition, these bitches stale.
I love Glorilla. My favorite song of hers is FNF, and this song to me is like just as catchy. I've heard it in the club a few times. I feel like I kind of lost my mind every single time, and overall she is just an artist that I am really charmed by.
And I was taking a break while the dancers were still going, and I just saw it pop up on my news feed, and I was just happy. I was geeked. Why are you laughing?
Nothing. I'm sorry.
What you laughing at, man?
Nah, it popped up on your what?
On my news feed.
The old nerves feed. Okay.
I don't really know if she has staying power. You know, I like to think that she does, but I also thought that Ice Spice had staying power, and I think that we can kind of all see that she didn't have as much as initially I thought. I really like the song. I really like her. It's so catchy, and I'm very glad I put it on my list. Number 19 is Homie Don't Shake by Cockers.
Fuck now, homie don't shake. Fuck now, homie don't shake.
From the first time I heard this song, I knew that it was going to be on my list. Cockers is an American electronic duo who I always thought were British. I think the music sounds very British to me, but turns out they're not. Yes, this song is quite simple house music, but it's pretty damn good house music. It's been in my head since I first heard it. It's a really good, catchy song, and I really like the music video too. Very fun. I think it adds to the British feel. Number 18.
Bleak, dystopian,
an absolute nightmare to be honest with you.
That's just my interviewing techniques.
Are some of the first words that spring to mind when I think about the 9-minute masterpiece that is Doves. It was released as a bonus track to Arm & Hammer's 2023 album We by Diabetic Test Strips, and this to me is Billy Woods and Elucide's magnum opus as a musical duo. The song is built on these heartbreaking, sparse guitar chords and this low-pitched, warbly voice, with a bit of piano in there too. The track begins with a section comprised of these like whispered falsetto vocals from the featured artist Benjamin Booker. Before transitioning to Billy Woods' verse, which I guess is a rap, but it's sort of almost like a spoken word section. Billy Woods is an incredibly distinct rapper, and it works so well on this song. We then move on to the part with Elucide's deep, haunting vocals that are quite edited.
Someone here tonight. Oh, near that trumpet.
They add to the atmosphere, the like scary atmosphere of the song, before it concludes with this terrifying breakdown of all of the melodic aspects and just kind of ends with this wave of noise. Overall, the song is quite ambient and soundscapey, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not enjoyable to listen to. Listening to this song makes you feel like a piece of shit. The song sounds like dying. It sounds like hopelessness. It sounds like freezing in winter doing manual labor, but that is what makes it so great. Like, to have a song that makes you feel that way is so impressive. And if I remember correctly, I actually only put this on the list because my ex really liked it, and he had a great taste in music. I think I was like, well, if he likes it, it must be good. So I put it at 18. If I made this list now, it would be easy top 10. Probably just outside the top 5, to be honest with you. This is a work of art. It's masterful. It's beautiful. I cannot express to you enough how good this song is. Number 17 is Rockman by McGee.
Hey.
2024 was a massive year for McGee. Critics far and wide were spouting their love for his album Two Star and the Dream Police. So I decided to give him a listen, thinking, you know, there must be something pretty special about an artist who's being compared to Prince, Gautier, Phil Collins, The Police. The list goes on and on and on. And yeah, he is pretty incredible. The album was great. He definitely manages to pull a lot of sounds from the 70s and 80s while still having his music sound fresh and without it sounding cheesy at all. Rockman was not on that album. It was a single he released after, but it was my favorite one he put out. It's just really great. I think it stood up really well. Still go back to this song all the time. It features this sort of funny like eagle screech throughout it, which I find really endearing. It's just a great track. Number 16 is Alter Ego by Doechii featuring JT.
Fuck that hoe, fuck that bitches, fuck that hoe to the condom slip. Who the fuck y'all hoes think run this shit? Miss she, her black vagina, designer, say Gucci, Prada print, DOE, I'm a condo rich.
Doechii was another artist who had a massive year in 2024, and this is an undeniable banger. It's a certified classic, in my opinion. I remember when making this list, I was like, oh, this is low-key probably too low, but I had started to become quite annoyed by the song, especially the vocal, purely because I had listened to the song way too much and became a victim of overplay, which is a very real tragedy. Guys, we should have some overplay awareness ads for real, because this is such a great song. I'm sort of sad I ruined it for myself. I find this song even more annoying now, but like, it is so good. I cannot deny that. Totally understand why I put it on this. It's just great.
Number 15, Burger King foot lettuce. The last thing you'd want in your Burger King burger is someone's foot fungus, but as it turns out, that might be what you get.
Number 15. The experimental rapper JPEG Mafia released his album I Lay Down My Life For You in 2024. I did not love this album when it came out because it was slightly too deconstructed for me and I didn't enjoy the metal elements of it. I still put a song in my top list despite this because I thought there were great songs on it. I went back and listened to the album before filming this. I cannot believe I didn't like it because I like deconstructed music and I like metal. Why I was iffy on this album is really baffling, but I just remember that being my feeling at the time. Now, to be transparent, I had written most of this script in 2024 because I was planning on making a video then, I just never did it. And I never actually chose what song. I was between three. Don't Rely on Other Men, It's Dark and Hell is Hot, and Sin Miedo. Technically, I got to pick this song now, but like what else am I meant to do except pick the one I like the most now? Bye-bye, integrity.
She had issues with her father, issues with my barber. She off all of these drugs, coconut butter, Pierre and Carter.
Love this track. It's the second one on the album. The production of the song is very, very full on, but I love that. That's my kind of thing. I think the sample is a real standout moment on this track, and the feeling when that melody first kicks in is just like unparalleled. Great.
I do what I do with a vengeance. Takes the spin heads out, shot with class, give me the tension. I do a lot for the mentions. I spaz in other dimensions.
Number 14.
Monster on the beat, ho, Debo, any rap nigga, he a freak though.
This song was everywhere in 2024. I think it's really stood up in the 1 year since its release. To be honest, I was not invested in their feud at all. Like, I already liked Kendrick so much more than I liked Drake. Why would I care? Everyone knows and loves this song. It was everywhere. It was inescapable for good reason. Because it's brilliant.
Why you trolling like a bitch? Ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor. They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
Number 13 is Eusexua by FKA Twigs.
King size climb, vertical sunrise, I'm flying, capsized.
I remember when this single was released, I thought that Eusexua was going to dethrone Brat as my album of the year. Obviously, it ended up being released in 2025, but I thought this song was such a beautiful work of art when it came out. I love the atmosphere that it creates, this kind of like tense, restrained feeling throughout before the release of the climax of the song. It's just so cool. And then when it strips back again for the last little bit and she says the word Eusexua and it just builds up like, oh. It's addicting. This was such a brilliant first single and it really made me anticipate that the album would be great. I remember I listened to every single the day it came out because I was so excited for the album. I think I said in my last video I was kind of let down, but low-key that's not a reflection on the album. That was just because I was so excited for it. It was kind of never going to live up to my expectation of it because I really was like expecting this to be like a top 10 album of all time. Low-key. Phenomenal song. It was my favorite single from Eusexua overall, I think. I actually can't remember what the other singles were now, so oops.
I was on the edge of something greater than before, but nobody told me. You sexual.
Song number 12 is the only K-pop entry that I have on this list, and it is the song Cosmic by Red Velvet.
Wet한 cacophony story, it's electric. 그 소란스런 밴딩 노래만 난 별난 사건. 첫 번째 별은 차가워 몇 번째 은하를.
Red Velvet has never been my favorite K-pop act, but when they hit so hard. They have a song called Russian Roulette, which in my opinion is like a top 5 K-pop song of all time. Never really cared about any of their other music until this song. The bass on this song is so sick. The bass is such a driving force on this song and it carries it through these pretty minimal verses, which is just like the bass, vocal, and maybe a bit of drums. And then these absolutely soaring choruses.
You and I 조금 더 머무르면 어때 나의 별이
in my script here that the choruses feel like dancing on a cloud or a rainbow or in a secret garden. I think that's a weirdly accurate description of how I feel when I listen to this song. I think it just embodies the word cosmic so well, and it's just a brilliantly crafted K-pop song. It's also 3 minutes 40, which is quite long for K-pop these days, and I enjoyed that a lot. I do like a short song, but I also like a long song when needed. If this song had been 2 minutes, I would have been wanting more. Number 11. I found it extremely difficult to choose which song from Remy Wolf's Big Ideas would end up on this list. I knew that there would be one. I wanted to put Cinderella, which is a song I dubbed as the song of the summer before Espresso came out and took over the world. I wanted to put Soup on this list, which has this such a catchy hook. I wanted to put Kangaroo because I like the vocal filtering and I really like the guitar solo. I wanted to put Pitiful, which is a song about her relationship with wine. I guess I was so me at the time. I picked none of those songs. I ended up going with the raunchy, quirky Toro.
Okay, yeah, here we go. Dancing around and spilling wine. You look good in my hotel robe.
This song is very hot in the sense that I feel like I'm in this like oppressively humid, hot climate and I'm sweating and it's kind of sexy, but like it's also really not sexy, but that kind of is making it more sexy. This song is like really, really horny. I actually never listened to the lyrics because her voice alone is so interesting that I never paid attention. When I finally turned my listening ears on, when I looked up the lyrics on Genius for the first time, I ended up liking the song even more. This album is very, very dear to me and it just takes me back. I put this album on and instantly I'm transported to my first year halls and my disgusting second year flat. I think that nostalgia will only continue to grow the further I get in my life away from that time. I love this album. I love this song. Also, while we're on the subject, can I just say Genius is a terrible website. Like, when I use it on my laptop, I swear it works like half as fast as it usually does. When I use it on my phone, it feels like it's gonna burst into flames. I don't know if anyone else has this issue. Please let me know if you do. I'll feel less crazy. But yeah, like, holy moly, that app does not fucking work. We've got to the top 10, which we are starting with the band Mannequin Pussy and their song Split Me Open.
Split me open, pour your love in me.
Mannequin Pussy is an American punk rock band, and I think they're best known for their song Romantic, which is a brilliant song, but this one is also amazing. I love the pacing of this song. I've written in my script that I think the da 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 section is so cute. I don't think that's how I describe it now, but hey. Her voice really draws attention to the lyrics, which I love. And her voice is also just incredibly dynamic. She's able to pull off these quiet sections of this song just as well as she is able to scream her lungs out. There's not so much of that on this song. If you've heard any of their other stuff, you will know what I mean. But it's just a great song. They're a great band. Their album that was released in 2024 was really good. Most of my favorite songs were actually released as singles the previous year, but I really like Split Me Open, so that is my number 10.
Nothing's gonna change, 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 nothing's gonna I want you to stay till I'm in the grave.
Number 9 is Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish. An incredibly beautiful song. I just love it. The synth at the end of the song just sounds like it's on the verge of tears. It's so effective. One of the best parts of this song is the texture of it. Like, the layering of the instruments is really, really special. I love the way that the melody is carried across different instruments throughout the track. I remember seeing a reel once that basically said that this song was going to be really timeless and we were going to be hearing it in people's weddings. I think the lyrics are low-key a bit too depressing for a first dance, but like, I totally get what they mean and I agree with them. This song is huge. My mum is in a choir and they did a cover of this song just a few months ago. I think that in itself is a testament to the success of this song and also the longevity of it. I think we're going to be hearing this song for the rest of our lives, and I would not be surprised if this ends up being the song that people remember Billie Eilish for the most. Number 8 is Starburster by Fontaine's DC. Fontaine's DC have never really been a bit of me, but they're undeniably an amazing band. I really love that you can hear his accent so distinctly when he sings, and this song is just so monumental. The structure is phenomenal and it keeps you hooked without ever verging on being too much. The quieter sections are never boring, they're very interesting as well. I read that the song was inspired by a panic attack that the frontman Grian had. That panic is really well conveyed in the song, especially with the sharp inhales throughout the chorus. It's a very ambitious song, but I believe it was executed perfectly.
I'm gonna hit your business if it's momentary business. I'm gonna hit your business if it's momentary.
Number 7 is Good Luck Babe by Chapel Roan.
It's fine, it's cool. You can say that we are nothing, but you know the truth.
Obviously, I spoke at length about Chapel Roan and my opinions of her in the 2025 video, so I'm not going to harp on that too much. This song is her best song. It's inspired so many copycats since. Like, obviously, it's so good. Why would you not want to copy that? Chapel Roan is so beloved because people can really put their own feelings onto her lyrics. So many queer women, queer people in general can relate to her music, and this song specifically, you can kind of take the gender and the sexuality out of it and also put your feelings of like unrequited love on it. Whether you should or not, that's not for me to say. I think that people really connect with the lyrics of this song, and I think that that is why it was such a hit. But I do believe that this song is amazing, even if the lyrics were totally different. Like, the actual song is just really, really good. It's an amazing pop song. As I said in the last video, I just find it so refreshing that someone like Chapel Roan is as famous as she is. Number 6 is Nissan Altima by Doechii.
Wake up, 8 cup, get your tits up in my makeup, face fuck, get your bake up, fake blood, fake tough, niggas dicks up, put your 6 up for the motherfucking princess.
Before you get on at me saying, oh, you already had Doechii on the list, Alter Ego was not on her album, so this is allowed. I was always either gonna have this song or Denial is a River from Doechii's album on this list. As I said before, 2024 was Doechii's breakout year, and although her image has kind of been sullied now with the car crash that was Anxiety, I don't want that to distract us from how incredible this album was. I'm choosing to believe that the choice to push Anxiety was purely her label. She had no control in that. I'm protecting my peace. I want to live in a world where Doechii never ever makes mistakes. Thank you.
Talking on the net, she wanna approach though. I got these bitches white face, you a ghost hoe. You a Doechii stand on a post hoe. Suck it up, stand up, say that shit with your chest. You bitches sparking up.
Firstly, I want to say that I'm actually filming this the next day. I tried to recreate my hair and makeup for continuity, but I never actually pressed record on my microphone for this section. So here we are. It's 7:43 in the morning and I have work soon. As I said in the intro, the top 5 of this list would be the same if I made it now. When I tell you these songs are good, these songs are good. At number 5, we have the song Continuum 2 by Nala Sinefro. Nala Sinefro is a Belgian jazz artist who has released 2 incredible ambient experimental jazz projects, one of which is her 2024 album Endlessness, which this song is from. Now, I don't think that one song off of this album is ever going to do it justice, but I have picked Continuum 2 for my list. The natural instrumentation on the track is really, really well accompanied by the synth elements of it. There's one part specifically where the saxophone line is stripped away and these like low strings come in. It's really, really striking and has stuck with me. Like I said, one song off of this record will not do it justice. Out of every album ever that I have recommended to people, this is the one I have recommended the most, and no one has listened to it. So here is my sales pitch for why you should listen to this album. Firstly, if you like the Minecraft soundtrack, you will like this album. It's all sort of centered around this one phrase, and that phrase has the same nostalgic sound that the Minecraft soundtrack has. Also, it's an ambienty, jazzy album. It can soundtrack anything. If you're studying and you want to listen to music but not get distracted by music that's too in your face, listen to this album. I mean, you'll be distracted by how good it is, but it's great for that sort of vibe. If you're sat alone in a coffee shop, if you're on a solo walk and you just want to like remember how beautiful the world is, put this album on. Trust and believe you will be smiling at the birds, you'll be frolicking around. This album is so good. I actually heard it in a bar once and I think I lost my mind a little bit. I like went up to the bartender, was like, this is my favorite album ever. Like, I can't believe you're playing this, your taste in music is so good. And he was like, thanks. But that's how much I love this album. Please listen to it. It's just so good. Just save the album next time you don't know what to listen to, put it on. At number 4 on the list, we have the remix of the song So I by Charlie XCX, remixed by A.G. Cook.
Now I wanna think about all the good times. First met on the outskirts of Stockholm, all your things in a black suitcase. First day made room in the basement. Now I wanna think about all the good times. Head bop hard with your arm up.
The song is about the artist Sophie. If you don't know who Sophie is, she is an artist that so many people, me included, hold extremely dear. She was a progressive, forward-thinking artist who was absolutely instrumental to the label PC Music and wider alternative pop and hyperpop. She produced for Charlie XCX, kind of really created the sound that Charlie XCX is known for today. She was a pioneer of futuristic production, and sadly she passed away in early 2021. Her life and her death have inspired many tributes, most of which leave much to be desired. Personally, I've always found the best tribute to her to be a blog post that was written by the PC Music label founder A.G. Cook, who remixed the song, which moved me to tears the first time I read it. Now, in 2024, there was actually a posthumous self-titled Sophie album released, which was met with mixed reviews. I personally didn't really connect with it or like it very much, which I'm kind of scared to say. I feel almost that any criticism of Sophie is sort of like blasphemy. But this very idea is central to the Charlie XCX song So I, captures really, really succinctly with the line, "You're a hero and a human." Charlie talks about her feelings of guilt surrounding the relationship that she had with Sophie, and that song is really beautiful, but I like the remix a lot more because the remix is much more a celebration of Sophie's life and the relationship that they did have. The whole song kicks off with this sad, quivering synth that just really like sets the mood of the song. I also cried when I first heard the song. The song builds throughout and progresses throughout really beautifully. And this song is like far and away my favorite remix from the Brat Remix album. It's a very beautiful tribute to Sophie, who will live on in music forever.
Now I wanna think about all the good. 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 Now I wanna know. Now I wanna know.
Number 3. Now, in the blog post I just mentioned, A.G. Cook actually talks about how Sophie had become disenfranchised with the idea of the album and that she wanted to just release singles or collections of singles rather than full albums. I'll tell you who's not disenfranchised with the idea of an album: me. Kakramar. One of the best albums of 2024 was Imaginal Disc by Magdalena Bay. Magdalena Bay is a duo who had been on my radar for several years before the release of this album. I first heard them with a cover mashup that they did of Forever by Charlie XCX and Oblivion by Grimes, two of my favorite artists, two of my favorite songs. They had a TikTok hit with the song Killshot, and I loved their debut album, Mercurial World. However, Mercurial World was extremely dense and full on, and there was kind of no room to breathe. I never recommended it to anybody because I was like, I love music that's very in your face. If you don't, probably wouldn't have loved that album. But Imaginal Disc is much more balanced and I think is perfectly paced. Still has these maximalist, intense, crushing synth moments, but it also has room to breathe. But these breaths are never boring or unwarranted. Like, it just makes the album such an enjoyable experience. I remember it being really, really hard to pick which song to put in number 3, but I'm very glad I went with Cry For Me. It's still my favorite song off of the record. It is one of those songs that just transports me to my own world of love and dancing and strobe lights. I don't know if this is going to make much sense to anybody, but one of my favorite breeds of song, if you will, are songs that make me feel like I'm turning into a spiral, a la Uzumaki. This song, I just feel like I'm spinning round and round and round until I eventually become one with the spiral. I actually have an entire playlist of songs that make me feel like this, and I'm pretty sure this was the song that inspired me to make that playlist. If you like pop music and you haven't heard this album, like, what are you doing? If you haven't heard it, I would basically describe it as ABBA meets Grimes. What is not to love about that? Number 2, it sounds absolutely ridiculous to say now, but I remember being really, really worried for Brat when the singles were being released. I am a huge fan of Charli XCX. I was before the album, and her album Crash that came out before this was not really the Charli that we knew and loved. I did still like it. I remember being really worried that I wouldn't like the album, that I wouldn't get it. Obviously, it's ended up being the biggest album of her career, so it sounds really silly to say this now, but I remember staying up till midnight to listen to it, and when this track played, all of my fears washed away.
I don't wanna share the space. I don't wanna force a
Sympathy is a Knife transported me back to the How I'm Feeling Now era of Charli's career, these stabbing synths that hit you immediately. I love the honest bitchiness of the lyrics on this song. It explores feelings of jealousy and obsession through the lens of insecurity. Sympathy is a Knife is my favorite song from Brat. At the time, 365, I had a real moment with it. I felt this like unbridled glee that I've only ever felt from one song before, oddly enough, Money Machine by 100 Gex. I think Sympathy with a Knife is the best song on the album. I think the quality of Brat was massively overshadowed by the cultural moment that it was. It was inescapable, it was everywhere, but I just think it really is a top 3 Charli XCX album alongside Charli and How I'm Feeling Now. At the time I actually thought it was her best album, which I don't think that anymore, but I still go back to it. Also on Charli XCX, like, she is not known for being a good vocalist or having range or whistle notes or anything like that, but I do think it's a real skill to be able to sing over such like an intense sound. I don't think that many people could pull it off, and I do think that that should be acknowledged. Now for the honourable mentions of 2024. I discovered that I literally had 20 honourable mentions, which I am not going to include all of them. I'm going to pick which ones I like the most in editing, but I'm just going to record little sections about all of them because I don't know what the hell I'm going to put on here. Sorry, I'm reading off my phone. Not very professional of me, but nor is this webcam. This song was on and off of the main list for weeks. Eventually it went in the honourable mentions, but it's just such a fun song.
Up to dream, you little sick thing, you had your fun. You hide the dead like you always said you.
This is an artist I know nothing about, but I listened to the album. I think I saw it on someone else's year-end list, and I really like this song. Snow Strippers are good. The song is really catchy, although I do find the
Fun fact, if I actually killed myself, you could get arrested.
a bit cringy.
Mood swings, mood swings, mood swings, mood swings. Don't be scared of us, can't be defined. Hands never sharp on CP time. I just wanna dance on CP time. How many of them did I leave behind?
Hey, everybody walk to the baseline up. Don't waste your time on talking. Please don't play my song. Focus on the way I'm walking.
This song is just so fun, so catchy, and in the original there's this verse that I really did not like. Thankfully in this version they give it to Pink instead and replaced it, so my only qualm with the song was removed.
Act like an angel and dress like crazy.
Act like an angel, just like crazy.
Kissy face, kissy.
This song is a total guilty pleasure for me. I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, wow, this is one of the worst songs I've ever heard. 2 weeks later, could not stop singing it. In 2026, yeah, I fucking hate this song, but that is also just due to overplay. I've heard it so many times on the radio. I said in my previous video that that's my favourite song that she's released, and it's just really good. The remix with Arca is pretty good too, but I like the original more. This was one of the biggest dance tracks of the year. I'm pretty sure it charted in the UK. I mean, my mum has heard this song, so like, I'm saying that as if my mum doesn't have like great taste. I feel like there's memes about a Radio 6 dad, but my mum is a Radio 6 mum, of which there is no archetype, but she is the blueprint.
Up and down and around again. And no, it's hard to say, but I wish you were right here.
This song blew up massively in 2025. It was a hit in the UK. So catchy. I always think that like I would love to do this song at karaoke, and then I think about it a bit more and think like, oh, I don't think this song would actually be that good at karaoke. So number 1, you already know it. It's Hell of a Ride by Nourished by Time.
I'm living a good life, 10 minutes till midnight, until I'm faded. Still call my ex-girl when I go half crazy.
Like all of my number 1 songs, I don't have many things to say about it. It just simply is the number 1 song of the year. I only became familiar with Nourished by Time because he was featured on Yeji's 2023 album. Obviously I spoke about Yeji at the start of this list. The song really just hit me like a truck. It makes me feel nostalgic for so many different parts of my life, and also for things I've never even experienced. It really just is so phenomenal. The fact that it's number 1 is just really a testament to how much I love this song, because I loved Brat, and I loved Imaginal Disc, and I loved Endlessness. I don't think I can really explain the dreamlike euphoria that I feel when I hear this song. I just couldn't put this song anywhere else on the list.
Guys, I have no idea what the hell is going on. Why am I in a circle? Can I move it? No. So, no, I'm fucking up the video. Okay. Basically, I recorded an outro, but it was part of the video that I forgot to record the audio for. This is audio from the laptop. I don't know how bad it's gonna be. But yeah, I didn't realize that when I re-recorded it, so I'm just gonna put like a black screen because this is low-key scaring me. I don't know what the hell's going on. But I hope you like the list, I hope you like the video, and I'll see you for the next year's 2023. Ah!
Smash that like button. Subscribe.